Welcome to our viewers in Nigeria and across the continent. It's the conversation on TOS Television Network, your digital first Pan-African news network. And it's the 28th day of July 2021. About 3 days till the month, finally wraps up, and we welcome a new month. And it's a bright day, bright Wednesday here in Abuja, that's Nigeria's capital city. My name is Adesu Sui.
And I am Sagir Ibrahim. Thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, Sagar. It's good to see you today.
Good to see you too.
Did you sleep well?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Rest in a long time.
Oh, wow. Because I know I always ask you, you slept well. You'd be like, there's always a story to tell with you.
It was good. At least I slept early. I slept around 9ish. So.
Oh, okay. That's quite early.
I woke up feeling fresh.
You're very well rested. That's really good. All right. So we're going to bring you the quote of the day right about now. And after that, we'll be looking at stories from across Africa.
There are certain moments in the day when I need my me time to just unwind and indulge.
What is this?
The Cadbury goodness is in every pack of Cadbury 3-in-1 hot chocolate, making you feel cheerful and pleasant. Enjoy the Cadbury goodness.
All right, let's get right into the stories, starting with this one from Nigeria, where the Wale Soyinka Center for Investigative Journalism on Monday began a training for 21 female reporters on ways to report sexual and gender-based violence. The annual program, which started in 2017, is tagged Female Reporters Leadership Program and supported by Open Society Initiative for West Africa.
We go to Tanzania then, where Tanzania's main opposition leader Mbowe Freeman has been charged with terrorism-related offences by a court in the country following his arrest that drew international concern and criticism of the country's new president. According to the opposition party, Chadema, Mbowe had been charged in Kisutu court with terrorism crimes without his family or lawyers present.
All right, let's go to this one. This news has been making, quite the round here in Nigeria. So, Benin Republic has filed new charges against the Yoruba Nation agitator Sunday Adeyemo, popularly known as Sunday Igboho, who was arrested in the country last Monday. This was disclosed by one of the Benin Republic-based lawyers of Sunday Igboho, Ibrahim Salami, after Monday's hearing, where Igboho was ordered to remain in police custody.
Okay, so if we're going to look at this, let's ask, what crimes has he committed?
I honestly do not know what they're charging and what new charges, because I did know that they said he was going to remain in custody, and they're going to conduct new investigations and all of that. But if Benin Republic is now filing a charge again, because I know it was Nigeria, that was, charging him for, being a police for all of that. But if Benin Republic has something on him, I wouldn't really know what they have.
Well, when the news broke out that he was apprehended there in Benin Republic, the expectation was he was going to be repatriated back to Nigeria,
yes,
where he would face trial, just like it happened with Nnamdi Kanu. But unfortunately, we saw his trial began there in Benin Republic. So the question is, if he is found guilty for whatever charges being leveled against him, will he be convicted there in Benin Republic? Well, let's just watch it.
We're just going to see how that plays out, yes.
The European Union, EU, on Tuesday stressed the need to preserve democracy and stability in Tunisia following President Said's decision to suspend the country's parliament and dismiss the prime minister. TOS News on Tuesday reported that Tunisia's Prime Minister Hicham Mechichi was sacked and parliament operations halted after thousands of Tunisians took to the streets on Sunday, calling for the dissolution of parliament and early elections.
Yeah, I think I read in the news yesterday that he's now being charged with planning a coup, after dissolving the parliament and sacking the prime minister. So people are saying, I think the main political parties in Tunisia are saying that he's trying to, plan a coup and then, just to stop the government and all of that.
What I have to say to all of this is Africa needs to get their democracy and governance structure right, so we don't find ourselves in a serious crisis in the next, say, 5 to 10 years.
Huh. I think I quite agree with you. All right, we'll be bringing you COVID-19 updates from across Africa right now. And after that, we'll be looking at front pages of the Nigerian dailies this morning.
TOS TV Network mobile app is now available. You can now catch up on our breaking news, stream our programs live, watch out for the latest update on sports and politics as they unfold. You can also get notifications for our upcoming programs and events. All these on our TOS TV Network mobile app, available on Apple Store and Google Play Store. TOS TV News from Africa by Africans.
You're still watching The Conversation on your digital First Pan-African News Network, TOS Television, and you can be part of the conversation by connecting with us on our various social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as watch us live on our website at www.tostvnetwork.com. You could also stream some of our content and other programs on our YouTube channel at TOS TV Network. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It is the newspaper segment of The Conversation this morning, and we'll start with the Business Day newspaper. From the banner headline there, we see how double-digit growth can lift millions out of poverty. And beside that, we see Naira may hit new low as CBN halts dollar sales to BDCs, that's Bureau de Change Operators. That's it for the Business Day newspaper.
Looking at the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper, starting with the banner headline as well. In major policy shift, CBN cancels 2.3 trillion naira forex sales to BDCs. Practice unsustainable, that's coming from Emefiele. Mixed reactions as experts fear more pressure. Operators flaunting rules, aging financial crimes, that's coming from CBN Governor. ABCON silent on new policy allegations. Underneath the picture of the day, Presidency administers secrecy oath on 42 staff. Cholera spreads to 18 states, claims 479 lives. Gunmen abduct 7 naval officers in Edo. Atiku, a Nigerian eligible for presidency, and that's coming from the Adamawa government.
4 headlines from the Daily Times newspaper this morning. From the very gaping headline there, we see FG to Nigerians in diaspora. Stop sponsoring secessionist groups. We have a writer there says fake news, hate speech detrimental to nation's peace, security. Underneath the picture of the day there, we see NBA drags Buhari, NCC, others to court over Twitter ban. Divine mandate in Southeast not dissolved. Also, we see First Bank OCAAT excites Lagos community with construction of modern PHCs. Underneath that, we see CBN bans forex sale to BDC operators, and that could be found on page 2 of the Daily Times newspaper.
Looking at the front page of the Blueprint newspaper, which is the last we're going to be looking at this morning, starting from the top, El Rufai pilots Nasarawa government as bandits place 100 million naira ransom on Monarch. DPO 6 bandits die in Imo attack, 9 persons abducted in Gusau. Blueprint relocates head office to Taco. Oh, that's and then just, the banner headline on the Blueprint newspaper this morning. Anambra primaries, Matawale's defection threatened APC congresses. Kwara to hold Congress despite Abdul Razak live food. Governors roll out programs against poverty, unemployment. That's on page 6. And underneath the picture of the day, disciplinary committee sanctions 11 lawyers over misconduct, 880 called to bar. Quite a number of other headlines on the Blueprint newspaper this morning. Get yourself a copy of the Blueprint newspaper to read up on all of them.
And that's it for the newspaper segment of the conversation this morning. We'll go on a quick break, and when we return, we'll be bringing you the big story.
Whatever your size, find it with the new Airtel data plans. Dial *141# now to get the plan that suits you. Airtel, the smartphone network.
My son has always dreamt of being in the spotlight.
As his mother, it is my duty to help him live up to his dream.
That's why I give him Born Vita every day,
Which contains iron, zinc, and vitamin C that supports his immunity and gives him the strength to pursue his dreams. Born Vita, strength to dream.
At the first sign of pain, you need a solution that you can trust to provide effective relief and is gentle on the stomach. Try Panadol Caplets for relief from headaches, body aches, and fever. With Panadol's Optizorb formula, the tablet gently breaks down in the stomach, quickly absorbs, and starts providing pain relief in 15 minutes. For fast and effective pain relief that you can trust, try Panadol Caplets. This has been Medifact for Panadol.
You are still watching the conversation on your digital first Pan-African News Network, TOS Television, and you can be part of the conversation by connecting with us on our various social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at TOS TV Network. You could also watch the conversation via our website at www.tostvnetwork.com. You could also stream the conversation as well as other programs from TOS TV Network via our YouTube page at TOS TV Network. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It is the big story segment of the conversation. The focus this morning is on the World Hepatitis Day, achieving a hepatitis-free world. We are joined via telephone conversation in the studio by a clinical pharmacist, and he is Dr. Sunday Olatunde. Good morning, Dr. Sunday.
Good morning. Good morning to everyone in the studio.
Good morning.
Good morning to all Nigerians listening to us.
Yes, thank you for joining us on the conversation. Quick question, Dr. Sunday. Today is the World Hepatitis Day, and in 2020, the Federal Ministry of Health estimated that about 20 million people were chronically infected with hepatitis. So can you just, tell us what the ailment is, as well as how to contract it and all of that?
Oh, thank you very much once again for having me on the program today.
You're welcome.
Today, 28th day of July 2021, is a day designated to raise awareness on the scourge of viral infection called hepatitis. Hepatitis is a disease and it's an inflammation of the liver caused by viruses, and there are different types of these viruses that attack the liver. One is hepatitis A, hepatitis B, hepatitis C, hepatitis D, and hepatitis E. All these viruses have a way, when they get into the body of a person who never has been infected, they attack the liver to cause inflammation of the liver. In some cases, if it is left untreated or unmanaged, it takes this inflammation to what we call liver cirrhosis, liver fibrosis, and in the extreme, it can cause liver cancer. They can make the liver to continue to fail and as a result, leading to death ultimately. How do we contact hepatitis infections? Hepatitis A is largely contacted through fecal-oral routes. That is, it is spread from the feces of an infected person to an uninfected person, whether through contamination with water, food, or the hand of an individual. Then I go quickly to hepatitis E, which has the same route of transmission. However, we have hepatitis B, hepatitis C, and hepatitis D, which are caused by exchange of body fluid. And what are such body fluid that can be exchanged? Number one of them is blood. Through blood transfusion, through sharing of sharp objects, and through sometimes sexual intercourse. There is also semen, for example, during sexual intercourse or vaginal secretion, through which body fluid can be exchanged between an infected person and an uninfected person. When sexual intercourse happens, there's exchange of body fluid, and hepatitis B, hepatitis C, and hepatitis D can be, spread through such kind of exchange. Apart from that, we have also observed that when people abuse some certain some drugs intravenously, for example, some hard drugs that are abused includes an accompanying of other abusers, where they use sharp objects, for example, needles, to withdraw this type of drugs and inject it into themselves, and sharing one needles among the abusers. They have actually exchanged different body fluids, and as a result, the scourge and the spread is promoted by this kind of practice in drug abuse. So, any form or any situation in which the body fluid of one person, whether through sharing sharp objects, when you go to barb your hair, when you are using a razor blade and you are sharing it among people, when you are abusing drugs, or when you are given an unscreened blood, that's in terms of blood transfusion, and the blood is not properly screened for hepatitis infection. People have caught hepatitis infection through all those means.
Okay.
So those are the ways through which people get it. But hepatitis A and E, there are two hepatitis that are they have a way of spread with similar to that of cholera that we talked about the other time, that we say it is a fecal-oral route, because in places where hygiene is not taken as a great priority, human feces contaminate sources of water and sources of food of people. That can take hepatitis A and E to spread very fast. The interesting thing is that some of them have a vaccine, whereas some of them don't have. Apart from the fact that they have vaccine, something that should make us, the theme of the World Hepatitis Day today is that hepatitis can't wait. We cannot wait to fold our hands and be seeing people contacting this hepatitis continuously, because it's a very dangerous disease that attacks one of the most important parts of the body, one of the most important organs of the body, which is the liver. The liver is the processing organ of the body. It is the one that helps us convert, drugs, foods, and many other things that enter into the body into an excretable forms by the kidney. And when the liver is not functioning well, nearly everything in the body will not function very well. So when liver is attacked, it then means that the body is going to be poisoned very soon. In situations where you have this type of hepatitis, which type of disease called, that's hepatitis in this case, it makes the liver to lose its function. And as a result, the entire body goes in a way that it can no longer, put its function together again, and the body can no longer hold. So in this case, we are saying that there are a lot of things you can do to stem the scourge, because hepatitis, whether A, whether B, C, D, or E, some of them don't even have cure, whereas some of them can be treated. Those that don't have cure, it's better one does not even contact it. So prevention, which they say, is better than cure. So in this case, it is better that we prevent it. We cannot see expectant mothers. We cannot see our neonates and infants contacting hepatitis. Where vaccine is to be deployed, vaccine should be deployed. And where screening is to be deployed, screening is to be deployed. Because the society is losing a lot by leaving our people to contact this infection. Indiscriminate sexual practices is also another veritable way through which people contact hepatitis. Thank you. That's the little I can say about transmission.
Okay, but before we go in, I quickly want to know what are some of the myths surrounding hepatitis? Because I know I've heard different stories, some things that are different from what you have actually just said right now. So are there any myths surrounding hepatitis? How can we debunk them?
Okay, myths. If I heard you correctly.
Yes.
Okay, yes. Some people have different beliefs. Some people believe that it's not existing. That's one myth. And I want to tell such a person that is not true. Hepatitis exists. All the 5 types of hepatitis, they all exist. Another myth is that it is a disease of the rich and not for the poor. That is also not correct. It affects everybody as long as you allow the body fluid of an infected person to cross into your own body. It can affect anybody. Another myth surrounding it is that when you kiss an infected person, you can get hepatitis. Well, that one, you cannot get hepatitis by kissing, but we cannot say sometimes where wound is in your mouth. Sometimes you have wound in our mouth, and when you do that and you kiss such a person, through the wound that you have in your mouth, it is possible that you get hepatitis through kissing. Only when there's wound in your mouth. But when there's no wound, you are not likely going to contact hepatitis. Those are possible ones that myths rather that I can remember for now, but I know there are a lot of them which I may not be able to elucidate as we speak.
So how achievable is eradicating the hepatitis by 2030? I know the Federal Ministry of Health is looking towards eradicating this by 2030. Is it achievable?
Yes, it is achievable through various means. There are various steps we may need to take, which I know government is taking, and different, non-governmental organizations pertaining to health are also taking. The very first thing to do is to raise awareness, as we have been doing today being the World Hepatitis Day. Raising awareness about the scourge of hepatitis, all types of hepatitis A, B, C, D, and E. Raising awareness makes people to know that there's something like that is happening. It also makes people to be familiar with how they can prevent it. Number 2, apart from education and enlightenment, is that proper screening. No one should be left out, whether you have symptoms or you don't have symptoms. When you are able to screen, you will be able to identify those that are already infected, and you will be able to show them the way to get treated or cured. When you get that, you will stop the scourge or the spreading, because when people that have it have been identified and they have been treated, it then means that they will not be able to spread it or to transmit it to other person. So that is the second thing that we need to do, screening as much as possible people in order to identify those who have been infected, isolate cases and treat cases appropriately. Apart from that is to deploy vaccine as much as possible So those who have not been infected, when they are identified, when we do that, those that have not been infected will be insulated. They will be immune against the spread of the virus.
Right.
When we do this, you are reduced to the barest minimum. And when you have been able to reduce it to the barest minimum, and you have been able to ignite, immune factors against the virus, then the spread will be limited, and by that year that has been stipulated, it is possible to have reduced it to the barest minimum.
Okay.
So those are ways to actually reduce the spread.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for joining us on the show this morning,
Thank you
Dr.
for coming.
Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. And thank you to our viewers for joining us on the conversation this morning. You know, it's always a pleasure to be back here, and so we're going to be back here tomorrow. But as I always say, you have to follow TOS TV Network across all social media platforms. That's TOS TV Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course, subscribe to our channel on YouTube. It's TOS TV Network. You can also stream us on www.tostvnetwork.com. My name is Adesuwa Osui.
And I am Sagir Ibrahim. Stay safe and we'll see you tomorrow.